Welcome ladies and gentlemen to a casted game for Age of Empires 2, and today I'm bringing you the new downloadable content, Dynasties of India. I'm going to bring 3 new civilizations and also kind of a reworked Indian civilization, so this should be so much fun. Today I'm bringing you a game with the map being Arabia, and in the north corner of the map we've got Rathas spawning in blue as the Bengalis. In the south corner of the map we've got Sayrums in green playing as the Gurjaras. Should be an interesting matchup. Obviously 2 brand new civilizations. Let's talk a bit about the Bengalis. So the Bengalis are known to be an elephant and naval civilization where the elephant units receive 25% less bonus damage and are more resistant to conversion. Town centers spawn 2 villagers when the next age is reached. So if Grathrang, I say if, but when he gets to the feudal age, he's going to get 2 extra villagers. The ships regenerate 15 HP per minute, and they have the unique unit, the Rathas, which is a cavalry archer and a cavalry unit. Sounds a bit weird that they can be both cavalry archer and cavalry unit, but essentially the Rathas is a very interesting unit that can switch its attack, so you can toggle the attack. You can switch between melee and ranged attacks. Hopefully we should see some. Who knows, we'll have to watch the game. They also have 2 unique techs, where the Rathas and elephant units attack 20% faster, and they also have a unique tech where the villagers take 10% less population space. They have a very interesting team bonus where their trade units yield 10% food in addition to gold. In the south corner of the map we've got Sayrums playing as the Gurjaras, which is a cavalry and camel civilization, and they start off with 2 forage bushes, which is very interesting, and they also start off with the Camel Scout, a really interesting unit. I started playing with the Gurjaras in the match before this, so I will be uploading that to YouTube as well. So if you're actually interested in watching me play, it's not very good gameplay, I have to say it, but you know, if you want to see a point of view kind of gameplay of this civilization, do check it out, and you can see more of the Camel Scout. Going back to the civilization, the Gurjaras can garrison mills with livestock to produce food. As you can see, there's a little flag on top of this mill. Now I'm sure that the likes of Spirit of the Law will be releasing good videos about actually how effective and efficient this is. I'm definitely looking forward to that video, and I'll probably link it in the video description if it comes out. I say if, but let's face it, it's when. Spirit of the Law obviously does great videos on this kind of thing. Okay, now they can also garrison docks with fishing ships, which is interesting to save them, and we do see that as a mechanic in Age of Empires 4. The unique unit's the Chakram Thrower, so this is a really nice unit. I've seen a lot about it already. That comes out of the castle, and then we also have the Shrivamsha Rider, which is a cavalry unit, and this civilization gets the Shrivamsha Rider instead of knights. So you can't actually produce knights with this civilization. And as we said earlier, they get the Camel Scout. The unique techs are that the military units can cost 25% less food if that unique tech is researched. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not going to try and pronounce that because I don't know how, but if you do know how, do drop a comment in the YouTube video about how to pronounce that phonetically. I have no idea. But we do have Frontier Guards, where camel riders and elephants archers have +4 melee armor. Their team bonus are that camel and elephant units are created 25% faster. Okay, so let's catch up with the game. Now Sayrums has just clicked up the feudal age. Let's get some information here. Let's click the 3 flags here so we can see what's going on. Click it again for the score. Grathrang scouting what's going on, keeping an eye on these villagers, keeping them honest, keeping them wary. Grathrang, on the other hand, is getting his second boar, is not up to the next age just yet. Let's take a look at the villager count. So villager count for Sayrums is 17. Holy smokes, that was a fast up time. How did she manage that? Was that with the berries? I have no idea. Maybe it was the mill. But I can tell you now, that was a hugely fast uptime, guys. Holy smokes. Like, how does that even a thing? Grathrang, though, waiting for the traditional 20 population, is getting loom now and is going to be going up. 21 population, rather. Bit busy there underneath the town centre. Needs to divvy up those villagers. They're all going for the same llama. That llama must be a prized possession, but he does now garrison. He's taking another llama, spreading his units, his villagers out, and going for the second wood line. No! Camel Scout! He's going for the town centre. He dies a painful death, bleeding out into the ground right next to the llama being taken by Grathrang's villagers. Someone needs to call the hygiene department. Doesn't seem very hygienic, but I suppose we are in the Dark Ages. But still. moving swiftly on, we see Xerom's getting to the feudal age, and she is going for a barracks as you'd expect. Guys, by the way, both these players are streamers of Age of Empires 2, so I'd highly recommend checking out their content. I'll look to drop a video description, or rather a link in the video description for this YouTube video, so you can check it out. Stable going down for the Gurjaras playing. Could we see, and I would love to see it, a camel scout rush? A 17 population camel scout rush. Well, it would have been 18 population really, but 18 population camel scout rush. Please do it. Please. Actually, she won't, because she doesn't have enough gold. So this is something very interesting about the camel scouts. In addition to food, they also cost gold. So certainly you'd want to get a gold mine a little bit early on. Now Xerom's has a lot of idle time, so it looks like she's really struggling to keep that town centre running. Because both players are now in the feudal age, but Xerom's is behind by 3 villagers. So we can see Gratharang is up by 3 villagers, making sure that his town centre is running. Taking a lot of straggler tree, I suspect he's going to drop down farms. Now what's really curious is that he's run out of food quite quickly. And I wonder why that is. I'm not entirely sure. He really must have chomped through that food. Maybe he went to berries late perhaps? I'm not too sure. Maybe because he didn't push any deer. But he really ran through that food. We do see a stable there for Gratharang. Let's see if he's actually queued anything up there. Maybe it is a scout cavalry. Yeah, let's go for a scout rush. So 21 population scout rush it seems. But transitioning to farms, so probably won't be able to afford much more in the way of farms, in the way of scouts. Because he needs that food income, and the food income from farms is relatively slow to come in. In terms of the base though, very nice base for Xerom's, very nice walling. Wall to the town centre, I do like it. Will offer a lot of protection for the incoming scout rush, but we'll see if she is paying attention, because when you're not fully walled like this, I mean the scouts can just duck in and just go in like they have, and yeah, the town centre wasn't garrisoned quick enough, and so the scouts are actually full HP, they just walk past it. So really the walls are pretty pointless in that scenario. If she can, okay, she's getting a decent value there. I mean, are these scouts upgraded? They seem a little strong. I don't know if he had some armour upgraded, he doesn't. Didn't seem to take much in the way of damage there. I think it's probably because there weren't that many villagers garrisoned in the town centre. Scouts just being a bit annoying on that wood line, but it doesn't seem like a villager's gone down just yet. So Xerom's doing well to keep the villagers alive, but she's not producing them, so I'm not sure why. She's having a lot of idle time, I'm afraid. This is... Actually, she's not. She is producing. I don't know. Either way, all I know is the villager count is 7 ahead for Gratharang right now. Okay, a couple of scouts being produced by Xerom's, not opting for the camel scout. She obviously needs the gold for that. Third scout coming in now. This should be a cleanup though for Xerom's, so the scout rush is more or less over. Gratharang's sending one more in. Probably not worth sending this one in on his own. He's got a sniper farm there. Now that's just rude, isn't it? Snipes a farm, 60 wood goes there for Xerom's. And adding more villagers to wood. Looking good so far. Massive food economy here for Gratharang. Looking probably to get up to the next stage. Let's take a look at his resources count, because okay, neither players have got the next stage on their hands, on their cards anytime soon. But a lot of farms being dropped here. 18 farms, that's usually the magic number that you want to get to the next stage. It's getting wheelbarrowed, queuing up more villagers after that. Won't have enough to get to the next stage, of course. But his economy is flourishing. But Xerom's is not done. She's going to add in some scouts into the mix. But this spearman, this hero spearman for Gratharang, very, very nice addition. Does a lot of bonus damage, of course, against scouts, and fights that back. And Xerom's is very limited in what she can do right now. She has to back off. And that spearman was a great addition for Gratharang. Okay, Grath going heavy on gold now, looking to get that gold income to be able to get to the next stage, getting wheelbarrow in. Nice economy here for Gratharang. Xerom's, though, on the other hand, is getting the food as a decent amount of gold, has a bit too much gold, if anything. Maybe could squeeze out a couple of camel scouts. I'm not obsessed, guys, I promise. I'm not obsessed with that unit, it's just a really cool unit. But she doesn't have the production buildings either to get to the next stage, so we'll want to gather that wood. She's kind of struggling on the wood front. Gratharang, though, slowly starting to wall up, which is very, very nice. Getting a blacksmith and has a stable, so has the buildings to get up to the next stage. Probably almost has the resources as well. Went for that wheelbarrow, very nice addition to the economy. 37 villagers for Gratharang, 32 for Seirums, and Gratharang is about to click up to the castle age. He's up almost at a decent, very good time, 18 minutes after having a scout rush, so pretty good timing there, especially with all the walling that's going on. He's very walled up and safe here. Gonna need to make a nice wall here to this wood line would be so good. I'm not sure if he sees it. He doesn't see it, so that's a bit of a shame. If you saw that, it would be a very, very nice, easy wall for his base there. But he'd probably end up building some crazy long-ass wall here because it just doesn't see it. Seirums is now nice and protected. She's going to have to be because she is far behind. Let's take a look at the resources. She has clicked up to the next stage though. She really recovered that food income very well. I don't know if that has something to do with the mill and the gathering of the food here. Who knows? I have no idea how fast this gathers food. Sorry, my voice is a bit dying here. I've been casting all day, so it's a bit sore. And we see Gratharang going heavy on stone. We are going to see the unique unit, I suspect, from Gratharang. Maybe even a castle drop. Don't know if it might be a forward offensive one. But the Bengalis, we might see the Rathas. A very interesting unit for the Bengali civilization. The unique unit coming out of the castle has a choice of having ranged attack or melee attack. Gratharang just keeping a couple of scouts there just to keep an eye on what's happening here. Just to make sure it's not getting forwarded with a proxy base. Maybe just some late feudal aggression. I'm actually relatively surprised actually how quickly Seirums managed to get up to the next stage, considering how much damage she took and the villager count that she had. But she is 5 villagers behind. That will increase though, of course, now with Gratharang getting to the next stage. And will we see another town centre? It doesn't seem like it. It looks like Gratharang is going to go for a 1 town centre push play. Only 150 wood in the bank won't be enough to afford another town centre. Does have a lot of villagers. 15 on stone. Might be going for a forward castle drop. Here, forward would be very, very nice. We'll be able to deny 1 farm, but gives access to the base. May even want to go here on the north. It's a bit of an out of the way castle though, but would deny that wood line. So we see Gratharang is now met with Seirums in the castle age. Both players in the castle age, and Gratharang looks to be sending villagers forward. We'll see how far forward they actually go, whether they go for an offensive castle. And it's a defensive castle, and Gratharang does actually squeeze out a 2nd town centre. Gratharang adding an economy behind this as well. Very, very nice. Seirums adding a town centre as well. Okay, we see the Shravamsharida. The unique unit for the Gurjaras. As we said earlier, they don't actually get knights. This is their version of the knights, and we see a 3rd town centre going down for Gratharang. Pretty aggressive with the eco. A market going down for Seirums, looking to perhaps just balance the economy. She's really struggling on the food count, despite having 17 farmers, or 17 on food. Now, I don't know if these llamas count as villagers on food. I'm not entirely sure. Let's count the number of farms she had. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So she's got 17 farmers. Producing a lot of the Shravamsharidas. The Gratharang is still open here on the west side of the map. Pretty surprised that Seirums went this way around, because she does know that Gratharang is open on this left side, but has a lot of protection here, has a town centre, has a castle on the hill protecting this gold. Gratharang looking in a very comfortable position with a 8 villager advantage. Okay, the Shravamsharida just taking a couple of hits there. We see pingings everywhere. I don't know where the attack notifications come from. Okay, it's here. Attack notifications were from here. The palisade being attacked. And we see the Rathas for the Bengalis. Temporarily housed there, Seirums. Managed to get a house in decent time though. just getting double stable production of the Shravamsha riders, going pretty heavy in the Castle Age, and Grathrang really booming it up. I wonder what he has garrisoned in the... oh no, it's just the villagers. Okay, it's fine. Is he continuously producing? He's not continuously producing. It looks like he's really booming it up with the economy. 58 villagers, a 10 villager lead now. Well, having said that, is he producing from all town centres? It looks like it. 18 farmers. Would kind of struggle. Usually you need 6 villagers on food per town centre to keep it running, if my memory serves me correctly. And it's producing the Rathas as well. Alright, the Shravamsha Riders are a really interesting unit. I mean, they don't look very menacing, I have to say. I do prefer the look of the Knight. But of course it's a unique unit for the Gurjaras. They don't seem particularly armoured, do they, from their skins? They look pretty weak actually, pretty unarmoured as a unit. But we do see quite a few Rathas now being produced by Grathrang. We can see actually they're produced pretty fast, which is nice to see. Now these guys, they do have an archer kind of like mechanism with the ranged attack, as you can see with the guys that are standing there on the chariot. Grathrang is now under attack by the Shravamsha Riders, going to be putting some pressure on that villager. Killed the villager building the house. Will that get Grathrang housed? Probably not. He's got lots of population space. The Rathas are chasing the Shravamsha Riders. Grathrang is on the move with the villagers. Where is he going? Okay, he's going for another castle. This is a very nice spot for a castle. This was the one place that he was open, but the Shravamsha Riders are in. They might look to get some eco damage. She's just prowling with those Shravamsha Riders just to see if there are any stray villagers wandering out in the wilderness that she can pick. Now this castle is going to offer Grathrang a huge amounts of protection. Very nice placement. Sorry, very nice placement rather, on the hill. And Sayrums is still on 2 town centres, so it's going to be struggling with the villager count. Well, having said that, yeah, 77 to 60, a big engagement here. We see Grathrang use the melee attack of the Rathas. He's opted for the melee attack, which makes sense when you're going against the Shravamsha Riders. But have a look at the men that jump off when they die. This one's about to die. Look how bad he jumps off. Actually, he's not about to die. Damn it, we missed it. But anyway, they really jump off. They got absolutely shredded by the Shravamsha Riders. And Grathrang is actually under quite a lot of pressure here. Despite having the villager lead, 20 villager lead, he definitely does not have the military lead. Sayrums has 15 military, 17 military to Grathrang's 2. Grathrang just does not have much military on the field. If he does stay alive though, he can produce them like no one's business. Because with this kind of eco, he'll be fine. He's trickling them in there though, it's not ideal. You want to be kind of building up a bit of a mass. He does now back off. He's going to bring the Rathas back and build up a bit of a mass hopefully. He's going for some barracks and he's just going to wall off this eco here, the farming eco, to provide some protection. He could have perhaps just walled off this section here, but he does have the castle on the hill. But these Shravamsha Riders, now that they're in, they're just going to be harassing the villagers. Might be able to pick off this villager here building their house. Should get that villager pick. So good, promising start here for Sayrums in the mid-castle age, but she is struggling on the villager count, so she is on a ticking timer. All this damage she's doing is not really damage because of the villager count for Grathrang. He can just boom back up again from 3 town centres. The villager count just steadily rising. Okay, not a lot going on, mostly booming away for Grathrang. Sayrums, I think she's expanded to a 3rd town centre, but she's already quite far behind, so she is going to struggle here. She probably needs to be a bit more aggressive, knowing that she's so far behind, knowing that Grathrang has 3 town centres. She does have a lot of protection there with these Shravamsha Riders, but the longer that this game goes, the superior economy for Grathrang should pay off. Double barracks going there for the pikemen to attack the Shravamsha Riders. Now, do the pikemen look different? No, they don't. They look exactly the same, which is fair enough. Okay, the pikemen are going to clear up the remaining Shravamsha riders that are in the base of Grathrang. Yeah, looks like Sayrams is just going to be backing off, maybe looking to get a defensive castle. Grathrang can actually afford a castle. Could be pretty impressive if he goes for a forward castle, but actually goes for a defensive one. Looks to play defensively just for now, looking to bolster that economy and make that count into the long game. Okay, defensive castle now going down for Sayrams. A nice position on that hill. I'm a big fan of that positioning, that's for sure. Okay, not a lot going on apart from this big ass fight here. The Shravamsha riders and pikemen are going to be shredded by the pikemen rather, and we do have the Rathas from Grathrang. He's going to be aggressive now. Now's the time that he's looking to push. Some nice timing though for the castle to go up, and offers a bit more protection though for Sayrams, and looks like Grathrang doesn't really care. He's just going to go forward and try and cause as much damage as he can. Now, will we see some unique units for the Gurjaras? The Chakram Thrower. We don't see any queued up just yet. Well, actually, it would be helpful if we were in Sayram's position of view. Does have some Chakram Throwers queued up, but she's under a lot of pressure here. Is up to the Imperial Age, though. So this could be quite useful for a tech advantage side of things. Grathrang is going to look to put some pressure here. I mean, he should probably be up to the Imperial Age himself with that massive economy. But it looks like he is just going to go for a bit of a castle age push with these the Rathas. I almost forgot they're called for a second there. He's going to melee them down. He's going to look to try and take that town centre. Just brute force with the Rathas melee attack. Nice to see. Lovely clanging of chain with the chariots. And this town centre... Now, this town centre is taking a while to die, but it is dying. Chakram throws supported by the Shravamsha riders. The Chakram throws, not many of them. Don't know if she can hold on to this town centre. Does look like she will. The Rathas are going to focus on the military first and probably come back to the town centre. Some good economy damage here from Grathrang. Villager count now. 30 villagers ahead Grathrang is. He has clicked up to the Imperial Age himself. 40% of the way there, and we'll be able to get some trebuchets most likely to get rid of this forward castle for Sayrams. Building up the military now, building up the numbers. That huge economy is really going to kick in very soon for Grathrang. Okay, Sayrams is actually going to start to move forward with the Shravamsha riders. She does have a military deficit though, so Grathrang definitely has the military advantage. Really going quite heavy on the unique unit. As you can see, he's using the ranged version of the attack that they have, and this unit, the Ratha, can be toggled between ranged and melee. So he's going to look to put some damage in there with the ranged attack. Can probably kite the units quite well, and Trebuchet does come out for Sayrams, but it does look like Sayrams is in a tough spot. Doesn't look like she's going to have enough military here, but with these Chakram throws, will they be able to do some good work? They do look quite a cool unit, I have to say. These discs, they seem to be an unlimited supply. They keep firing them. God knows where they get them from. They don't seem to be carrying them in a backpack or anything. Not that they had backpacks in those days, but it is what it is. Now, Imperial Age is coming in for Grathrang, and he should be able to now get some trebuchets. Do we see them queued up? Let's change over to his point of view. Doesn't seem any from that castle. This one is going to get conscription, so it's going to go quite heavy on the units, looking to put some pressure on. And he's going to take out this army, that's for sure. We should probably see the GG coming in very soon when Sayrams loses this army, which is pretty inevitable at this point of view. It's just going to happen. The trebuchet will go down, and the Chakram thrower is going to have to retreat to this forward castle, which does offer some protection, but will it be enough? Okay, Rathas and pikemen sitting on that hill, going to be able to build up in large numbers. I think Grathrang, you're just playing with your food now. Go ahead, go ahead. You've got the attack upgrades, you've got the aggression, you've got upgrades coming in left, right and centre, chemistry coming in as well. Maybe looking to get some BBCs, who knows? Not looking to get some Trebs. He's going to go for the bombard cannon route perhaps. Let's see. Wait, I don't know. Maybe the Bengalis, do they get bombard cannon? A lot of the civilizations from the new downloadable content don't actually get BBCs. I knew that from, as I said, I've been looking at it from the tech tree. Yeah, they don't actually get bombard cannon. They get armoured elephants. So he's getting chemistry anyway, possibly for the ranged attack that the Rathas have. And he's getting the elite Ratha upgrade. Nice. Look at them. They're armoured. It looks like for the real... Oh, wow. Guys, that looks insane. That looks amazing. The elite Ratha upgrade coming in. Look at how amazing these units look. The horses have like an armour on their heads, on the faces. And the Rathas themselves, they have, like, it seems like they have a much darker blue in terms of a hat. I would love to see a direct comparison side by side between the normal Ratha and the elite one. And we see an armoured elephant. So Grathrang, forget Trebs. Who needs Trebs when you've got this beast? Stunning beastly elephant. It's going to look to cause some damage. Now these armoured elephants, not only do they act like rams by taking down buildings very easily and very quickly, they can actually attack units, causing massive area of effect damage. So it will be interesting to see these units being used in the actual war. And we see the Shravamsha riders, the Chakram throwers, and 2 trebuchets for Sayrums. This is going to be the final push. Looks like it's going to be the big fight of the game in the middle of the map. Okay, you see a lot of the elite Rathas. They're just going to look to get a favourable engagement. Now they are all toggled on the ranged attack. I wonder whether some of them could be a ranged attack or some could be melee. I don't know if you can individually toggle them like that. That would be so cool if you could. The honest answer is I don't know. It'd be really interesting to find out. Okay, it's a little bit laggy, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. Hopefully it should steady itself very soon. Looks like the Rathas are really going to chomp through that army. There's an armoured elephant there just for good measure. And the Chakram throwers are going to try to camp that hill. There's just so many chariots, so many Rathas to pick them apart. 150 villagers to 115. Grathrang really boomed this game. Did really well to get those town centres early and get the villager count up, and has got villagers and resources for days. Floating a bit of wood. I would love to have a lot more gold. But yeah, Sayrums mentions a GG, but before that says has no idea how to dodge that. Not too sure, maybe skirmishers, who knows, we'll need to find out. Time will tell. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this casted game, and if you did, do give the video a thumbs up. Take care guys, and see you next time.